obey them who rule over you. Many institutional churches cite Hebrews chapter 13 verse 17 from the King James Version to justify institutional authority, suggesting that some individuals are to govern the church. The verse reads, "Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they must give an account, that they may do it with joy, and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you." At first glance, phrases like "rule over you" appears to conflict with Jesus' teaching in Matthew chapter 20 verse 25 to 28 and Luke chapter 22 verse 25, where he explicitly instructs his disciple not to lord authority over one another, but to serve instead. However, looking into the original Greek, we see the contradiction disappears. The Greek word translated as rule over in Hebrews chapter 13 verse 17 is hegemonios. Unlike archontes, which refers to rulers or authority in a governmental or positional sense, as seen in Romans chapter 13 verse 1 to 7, hegemonios carries the idea of leadership through guidance or influence. According to the Greek lexicon, it means to guide or to lead, similar in the way a tour guide leads travelers through unfamiliar terrain. A tour guide does not rule over tourists. They provide instruction, direction, and advice to ensure the safe passage. The word emphasizes influence and care rather than control or dominion. The Greek word for obey in this passage is patheste, which literally means to be persuaded or to submit to reason. It suggests a voluntary act of trusting or heeding wise counsel rather than blind obedience to positional authority. For example, in Acts chapter 27 verse 21, Paul used patheste to tell the ship's crew they ought to have heeded his earlier advice. Paul, a prisoner at the time, had no authority over the captain or guards. His appeal was based on reasoning, not command. The Greek word for submit in Hebrews chapter 13 verse 17 is hupakete, which means to yield or to give away. This yielding is directed towards word of God being delivered by the servant of God, not to the servant themselves. In other words, the submission to God's truth, not to the person's position who is proclaiming God's word. The true role of spiritual leaders in a church is to guide and shepherd rather than to rule or dominate. Like and subscribe for more 2-minute biblical rebuttals.